Well, Nick, let's start here, man. You're living in Scottsdale now, right? About is that where you're
I've had
at?
a house. Yeah, I've had a house here, Jesse, for 27 years. In fact, it was Super Bowl in Phoenix in 1996, and I had unfortunately been playing for the Jets and came back out here, stayed at the Hyatt at Gainey Ranch, and just walked out on orange blossoms wafting through the air, and thought maybe I should get a place here. So that was the Super Bowl back then, and here we are 27 years later. The difference is the Chiefs, after a 50-year hiatus, went to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl, now in their third Super Bowl in 4 years. And I am feeling a little bit like the mayor of Chiefstown here in Phoenix. We have a wonderful Chiefs fans community here with places like Pub Rock, Fat Turtle, The Wicked, Roosters, Hogwash. They're all incredible Chiefs fans. And of course, they're all descending from Kansas City and all other parts of Chiefs Kingdom this coming week.
Yeah, that's what my question was going to be for you. What are you seeing? Are you there right now? And what have you seen in the days leading up to the game?
Well, I was wearing this, just show you what I'm wearing, last night, and I just had so many people at a place called Kazai in Scottsdale come up to me, a couple of them wearing Chiefs shirts or hats. Of course, we got people that are rabid fans, and then there's sometimes some bandwagon fans. But all I know is Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Andy Reid, they've earned the right to have a great following. I've had people say that they were fans of other teams. One guy last night said he was a Dallas Cowboys fan, and now he's with us. Because I think there's a consistency of excitement and magic that the Chiefs bring. And also, frankly, it's kind of better when you're not dominating every game, when we had to overcome so much this season. But I'm going to also say, Jesse, we've got a score to settle, because a couple of years ago when we were in the Super Bowl in Tampa, we had that horrible accident with Andy Reid's son, and it just took the team and everybody, the whole community, threw us off the focus, combined with COVID. Normally, a team will leave a week before the game. They were going to leave just a couple of days before the game. And you could just see it on the sidelines. Patrick was not inspiring his teammates on the sidelines. We just didn't have that spark. So I think we owe it to ourselves. This team, I'm saying we, but I think the Chiefs realized, the ones that were there with that Super Bowl experience, we're going to right that wrong, because we were going to win that Super Bowl, I think, if other things hadn't happened.
Well, I want to talk to you about Harrison Butker as well. He did have some struggles later on in the regular season toward the end there, whether it was him or the relationship with the holder. Maybe there were some issues there, but in the playoffs he's been money. Can you talk to us about what you've seen from him this postseason, and really just the mental aspect of his job?
Yeah, well, first of all, he's never blamed anybody. He's always been a great kicker, and he's always been clutch for us. And if you look at his statistics inside 50 yards, he's still been pretty darn good. The big thing is, I think, frankly, Dustin Colquitt did them a favor just by saying, hey, you got to pay more attention to good holds, not just getting it down, because there were a couple of kicks that he barely missed where the ball was put down a little late, the snap was a little slow. And, I think also, let's face it, you have an injury, you're out for a month, that can cause some issues, but he's over that. I mean, he has been one of our heroes, not only kicking the game-winning field goal last week and 3 field goals, but the week before, 250, a 51 50-yarder, and a game-saving tackle. So I think he's awesome, and I love the way he handles it. So we're lucky to have him, one of the top 3 kickers in the NFL, and one of the most clutch.
Have you ever had the chance to talk to him?
No, you know what? Not really. I try to stay away. I don't want to spoil the good thing he's got going. I've just waved to him, and he's waved back from the sidelines a couple times. But I love the way he handles it. He's a humble guy, he's a deeply spiritual guy, and he's just the right person for the job. And when you combine that with Tommy Townsend, all-pro punter, I mean, Tommy Townsend will just crush the ball. That's a pretty good combination. We've had some breakdowns on special teams, and we can't afford that. All those things matter, just allowing them for a big kickoff return, for instance, the one that Harrison actually saved us on. Those are things that we haven't really been as tight this year. So, in the Super Bowl, every little edge matters. But I look for us to continue to have great special teams in the Super Bowl.
Uh, Another one here for you. You've already got your place in Chiefs lore cemented, your legacy being the Chiefs' all-time leading scorer. But what do you think this win, if they get it, would do for Patrick Mahomes' legacy?
Well, number one, it absolutely, if it hasn't already, assures him of the Hall of Fame, but the NFL Hall of Fame. But it's just more about really sustaining the promise that he gave me back in 2019 in Atlanta, the Super Bowl. He presented me an award with Lee Steinberg, a humanitarian award, and I'm backstage with him. And he's still, young, and he's still young now. And I said, let's win a Super Bowl. And he goes, let's win a bunch. And here we are now with a chance for our second one. And I think with the promise of more to come, although you can never, ever, that's the key thing, never take it for granted, always be grateful and keep working to get better. And that's, the culture that Andy Reid has cemented there. Really, who's a better coach in the NFL right now than Andy Reid? Anybody? Really? I don't think so.
So either. Nick, the last thing I had for you, and I'll let you run, talk to us about how people can keep up with you and what you've got going on now.
Well, Lee Steinberg has this great party. I have a program here called Champions for the Homeless. It's, I think, a model for helping homelessness, bring a human face to the homeless. You go to Nick Lowery, NICKLOWERY.org. And also El Bandito Yankee Tequila. We've been down there in the Lake of the Ozarks. It's the best new tequila there is. It's incredibly good. No bite, no additives, won all the awards. Check out El Bandito Yankee Tequila. When you need to celebrate, let's just say maybe after a game, February 12th, when we won 31-24 to beat those Philadelphia Eagles.
I love the prediction. I wasn't going to ask, but we'll take it. We'll take it. We'll mark it down. You heard it there first, Nick. All right, Nick, that's it, man. That's all I had for you. I appreciate you joining me.